Hello, everybody. I hope your morning is going well. As I said yesterday, I'm going to be starting a new series, and this series is going to involve me talking more about things that are going on in the YouTube community right now, and the creepypasta community altogether. And I'm going to start by saying that lately I've been noticing a lot of people who have been making videos calling out a lot of YouTubers. And, I've been watching these, and I've been thinking to myself, these people are correct. They are 100% correct about these people. These people are violating all of these laws and all of these, even common sense decency things. They're stealing people's content. They are just violating fair use altogether, and they're not getting punished for it. And I think that's because people aren't making their voices heard enough. And as we've seen with the Nostalgia Critic and the Where's the Fair Use movement, it is possible for the people of YouTube to band together to get a certain person to realize something. So I think the next thing we need to realize as the YouTube community is that we need to get these people who are violating these laws, and we need to get rid of them. Very simply put, that is what we must do. I apologize if there is an echo in this room. There's less furniture than there used to be, so the floor probably echoes a lot more. But that's okay, I'm going to get acoustic stuff to deal with that in time. But back on to the point I was trying to make. There are certain YouTubers, and I guess I don't really have to say certain YouTubers, as we all know the prime suspect of all of these accusations, right? Everybody knows it's Jinx. It's Jinx. There is no even distinction of any other YouTuber that would put under that fire, under that line of fire. It is Jinx and his brother and people like that that are violating these laws and are creating just a horrible environment to be around in the YouTube community. And I've been noticing that people have actually tried to defend him. In fact, I'm going to read you out an argument I had with somebody about this subject because it's just mind-boggling to me how these people can be so ignorant about this subject and not know anything of what they're talking about. So basically, I went on to one of his videos where I knew that he was using copyrighted material. Not only that, but he's completely hypocritical in his statements because in one video called "A Message to YouTubers," and yeah, I'm gonna quote this one. He said that we need to think of the children and stop making all of these hate videos and stop using all of these curse words and all of these other things. Okay. First off, motherfucker, yeah, I'm gonna do that because I don't respect you in the slightest, and I'm going to call you out, and I don't care if anybody on YouTube hears me. I'm going to say it. That's what he is. And what he also is a thief. A thief and a liar. And he's being popular off of other people's content. Let me just say, if that was my content being used, you better bet your ass that I would do everything in my power to make sure that scumbags like him could not use it. That being said, I watched his latest video after watching A Message to YouTubers. And you know what the first thing he said after the other content on his React video was done playing? And, you tell me, is this a proper reaction? Is this considered by fair use laws to be a reaction of any sort? He just said, well, that was fucking weird. That was fucking funny. Damn. Well, shit. Okay. Now tell me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that if you're going to make a message to YouTubers telling them not to do that stuff and telling them to restrict themselves, and then you turn around just months later and say those very things that you were restricting from other people, how does that make it okay for you? How does that make it in any form or fashion okay for you to sit there and completely contradict your own statement? You can't do that. That is the answer. You cannot do it. It's not okay. And you look like a dumbass when you do it. That's exactly what you look like. That's what everybody else on YouTube that has any common sense or decency left is going to look at you and think. It is unbelievable just how rampant and horrible these fans of his are that think that he's in the right. And as I said, I'm about to pull up an example of just why these people, or just what these people actually think. So this is from a user, Bio0216. And he was commenting on a comment that I commented on from a guy called I'm gonna butcher this name. Pablo Erdminger. Okay, murdered the name. That out of the way. This guy says, "What about you put some fucking creative effort into your fucking videos, you talentless asshole? Why are people still defending reaction channels? It's just fucking stealing their hard work." And this was on the Message to YouTubers video. So if you want to go and look at this, go ahead. And I'm not going to censor myself for what I said, honestly, because, to be honest, I don't think I need to. That's my opinion. And if you guys don't like it, well, that's just too bad. This wasn't made for y'all, as I said. I'm going to be very blunt in these, as it has affected my own channel, but I did fight back on my copyright claims that were not in legal use, and I won. As I all told you, I had a copyright claim from the Sony Corporation from Germany, and I fought it, and I won. Because, simply put, I threatened legal action, and you know what? That scares people. If somebody were to threaten actual legal action against Jinx, all he would do is put the video down. Okay, let me just make one more point before I go into this argument that we made. If you know that somebody's going to come after you for your video being posted, having their material in it, why would you post it in the first place? Okay, good boy, you took it down. So what? You're still going to post more of them like it. It's just not okay for you to do that, though, Jinx. It's not okay. And I hope this video gets to you. I hope it really does. I hope somebody in my fan base has the decency to make sure that you see this somehow. Because you are pathetic. You are just a pathetic form of a YouTuber. You do not create your own content. Now, I was watching your recent feed, and I have realized that you have slowed down on the reaction stuff. I thought you would quit, honestly, because you can make your own videos. You don't need to steal other people's. You need to stop doing this React series or get off of YouTube, one or the other, because honestly, you're just making it a worse place for a lot of people, but you just think you're making it better. And guess what? Just because you make somebody have some subscribers, let me make this point very clear real quick. Just because you gain somebody's subscribers from using copyrighted material or using somebody else's videos does not justify what you are doing. You are still violating content and fair use law. Now, there's not any content law that I'm aware of, but I would fight like as hard as I could if somebody stole my content. Because it's simply put, that's our work. We put hours, maybe even days of work into some of those videos. And to have somebody like that just sit there and just freeboot off of our popularity, it's just a sickening and pathetic way to make yourself look good. It's just horrifying to think that, but it's true. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get into this argument as it's already almost 10 minutes into this video. So after he says that, you scroll down a little bit until you see a user who's responding to XTingWisher, who said, "Shots fired. He watched Jinx. He mentions cancer to defend himself. You must be so smart." And he responds with, and this is just enraging to me. He responds to Pablo with, "Stealing content is not possible. Copyright laws are just a scam by the government to get money at the expense of innocent YouTubers. Also, he does more than reaction videos, so he isn't talentless, idiot. Mute point." So I responded to this user, Bio016, saying, "I know that this is a conversation that is long over, I'm sure, but seeing ignorance like this is simply sickening, and it is. You insolent little fuck. Were you born yesterday? You steal content the second that you put another content creator's video that they put work into your video and do not follow fair use laws. Let me just explain to you how the copyright system works. You see, what's supposed to happen is that these fair use laws are put in place to protect content creators' hard work from people like Jinx. This prick does the worst thing that can be done on YouTube to a YouTuber, and that is make himself popular by freebooting off of others' content. Unfortunately, due to YouTube's atrocious broken system, what actually happens is that fuckers like this are allowed to violate every single fair use law in the fucking book, get popular doing so, and in the process, the people that actually get taken out are the people who do everything in their power to follow the goddamn rules. Open your eyes, people. This is what is happening on YouTube today. And it's really sad. So I responded and I added on to that comment by saying, another point to bring up is that you need to stop defending Jinx. And this is 100% true, everybody. Y'all need to stop defending these people. This is not a game. This is not something, oh, he's just making his own content. No, he's stealing from other people. And it's truly sickening to see people can defend a criminal like that. Because if somebody went and murdered somebody and they said, oh, well, it was for this reason, you're not going to defend them. You're not going to defend a murderer for his reasoning behind killing somebody. Unless it is 100% justified, which murder is not. Killing is different from murder. Murder, you do it unlawfully. If you have to kill somebody, you have to kill somebody. That's it. If you have to have self-defense against it, you don't have a choice. If you murder somebody, then you knew, especially if it was premeditated, which is exactly what Jinx's content is when you think about it. It's premeditated thievery. Yeah, I just said that. So, I'm one of the people who watched all of this unfold from a neutral side of YouTube's spectrum, and I, as a YouTuber, do not feel that I could keep my mouth shut about this, as I have now been affected by this atrocity of abuse, as I aforementioned, the Sony product. The Sony incident. That is what I've had to deal with. Now, this is just unbelievable that I'm having to make these videos, because I never thought that I would have to break characters so much, but this site has just gone so far downhill so quickly that there is just no way that I could keep my mouth shut, as I said. So, if you cannot follow the rules, get off of YouTube, Jinx, because so long as assholes like that exist, they will always ruin it for everybody who does follow the rules. So, this user, Bio016, responded to me saying, wow, I can literally feel how butthurt you are. FTR, Fire Robin, directly stated that he got 6,000 subs thanks Yo Jinx. 6,000. He's helping these YouTubers by endorsing their videos. There are many YouTubers that I'm sub to now that I would have never met if not for Jinx and other reactors. Care to explain that? Also, content is not a tangible object and cannot be stolen. Stop buying everything the government tells you. This is unbelievable that this comment can even exist in today's world. This is just so ridiculous that these people, what is wrong with them? What the fuck is wrong with them? Seriously, were they dropped on their head as children? And yeah, I'm being kind of rude about it, but I don't give a fuck. Because frankly, these people, they don't need to be on this site. They are ruining this for everybody who's trying to make it. You know, it's people like Jinx that steal other people's content that just really just sicken me. I know I keep saying that, but I just can't emphasize that enough. It sickens me to think that somebody would take my videos and make themselves popular off of it and then try to endorse that as them giving me promotion. Okay, I would love promotion. That being said, I don't want promotion if I didn't ask for it. If you ask me and you offer to promote something of mine, then that would be wonderful. You're a great person for doing that. But when you're just trying to steal content and passing it off as, oh, I'm just promoting them, bullshit. And you want to know how I know that's bullshit? Because guess who one of the people that he promotes is? PewDiePie. The #1 YouTuber on the entire planet does not need promotion, especially not from you, Jinx. Nobody needs your promotion. All you're doing is getting their content on your channel and trying to pass it off to all of your mindless fans that you are using it to promote them. You are not. You are a lying son of a bitch for doing that. Because you're just trying to justify stealing other people's content. And you know what? That is one of the most sickening and most vile things that I could ever hear from a YouTuber. Is that they made themselves popular off of another person's work. That is plagiarism in of itself. That is exactly what plagiarism is. Passing something off like it's your own to get popular. To get attention. Well, let me tell you, Jinx, you've got all the attention you need. Now you need to leave. You've had your little fun. You've stolen so many people's content that I'm surprised YouTube hasn't freaking metaphorically killed you yet. I'm surprised you have a following at all. And this is just a horrible thing. Horrible thing that you can get on this site and you can just violate every guideline and you don't get punished for it. You don't deserve to be a YouTuber because you do nothing to create your own content. You are a sickening person. And then you want to turn around and say, oh, think of the children. Fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just trying to make other people who don't know what they're talking about feel sorry for you. And you know what? That worked, apparently, because you got people like this dumbass, Bio016, who will defend your ass. So guess what? I'm calling you out. I'm calling you and your brother CJ out. Yeah, we are all calling you out. Anybody on YouTube who has any sense of decency will see what I'm trying to say here. I have nothing against you as a person, but as a YouTuber, you are a vile and sickening little bitch. And you know what? I don't care if I call you out as that, because that's exactly what you've made yourself out to be. Stealing other people's content to make yourself popular. How dare you? Didn't your mother teach you any better than that? Didn't anybody teach you any better than that? Did you not think that stealing somebody else's content would result in you having a negative feedback come to you? Did you not think that would happen, Jinx? Did you really think you could get away with stuff like that? So I'm making this rant clearly about Jinx. This is my first one. I'm going to go into some other ones soon. Let me just go ahead and read you off the rest of this pathetic argument so I can draw an end to this video. It's ungodly clear that you have no idea what you are talking about. Jinx is a thief. If people do not give you permission to use their videos, and you give them no credit other than showing their channel in the description, and you don't offer anything creative or new, then yes, you are indeed stealing somebody's content. If you review it and actually offer a well thought out and well inputted argument, rather than watching the full, unedited video and only occasionally nodding or commenting, then you are a scumbag. What you need to learn, Bio016, since you are clearly a child, is that there is a difference between reviewing, reacting, and what Jinx does, which is commenting, very briefly I might add. A review will go through only clips of the material, as it is illegal to go through the entire unedited material without a complete review which has commentating all the way through. All the way through, Jinx. That doesn't mean you get to just sit there, watch a video, and comment every now and then. You actually have to offer something creative and transformative. And that's my next point. Without a complete review that offers a new and transformative view on the subject matter. What does commenting on somebody else's content and occasionally giving a stupid-ass expression offer that is classified as transformative? YouTube people, everybody, tell me, what does that offer? People that defend Jinx, what does it offer? It's not transformative, and it doesn't change anything except for other people's view on people like this. And it doesn't change it for the better, I might add. You explain that, Bio016. In addition, a React video is not what Jinx does. The Fine Bros are an actual React channel, as they edit it in a different way that shows different and interesting comments throughout the entire video. Now, despite their recent controversy, which I might add, I do think is completely stupid, despite that, they are a React channel. They are a real React channel. H3H3 Productions is a real React channel. The Hodge Twins are an actual React channel. And do you know why, everybody? Go on, guess. I'll bet you'll get it on the first try. Because all of you actually have some sense in you. Because they offer a view on the subject by talking about it in a detailed manner that offers a transformative viewpoint on the content. They don't just fucking sit there and comment, oh shit, and look like a fucking dumbass. Jinx. And CJ, I might add. It is people like that that are ruining YouTube. Fucking read a damn book. Regardless of what your government views are, Bio016, you need to learn that it doesn't matter what you think about the laws of copyright. If you break them, there are consequences. People of the internet, there are consequences. These are real laws. These are not just little things that YouTube does whenever they don't like a video. These are real laws, and they can be very hurtful if you break them. But you know what? I'll tell you another thing in just a second, and this is what's really pissing me off about people defending Jinx. Anyways, it's not a scam, it's a way to protect content from people like you and motherfucking Jinx. So go ahead and defend a thief, everybody. Go ahead and break copyright law. And then you come back to me seeing what the judge thinks of you saying it's all a scam. I'll just spoil your little childish dreams now. Nobody will care. You break the law, and you take the punishment for it. Because regardless of your scam theories, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. These are put in place. These are real laws. These are judicial laws in the United States. And if you break them, there are very severe repercussions. So explain to me, Bio016, where you get the idea that the government would make laws to actually protect innocent YouTubers, but then they say that it's a scam. Because those laws are not put in place to protect people like Jinx. Because Jinx is not an innocent YouTuber. Jinx is actually a violation of everything that fair use was made for. And when idiots like that defend a person like that, you're defending a criminal. And I know that there's hardly a one person that will stand by you, Bio016. And why is that? Because you are a fucking twat that doesn't know the law. Who stands behind my argument? Well, it seems a lot of people would, because I got a lot of support off of this comment. The rest of fucking YouTube that still has some goddamn decency and common sense left in them. So that's why I'm making this video. I want to know, what side do y'all stand on? No, that's your opinion, and if you hate me for this video, you go right the fuck ahead. Because you know what? This is a sickening thing that's happening on YouTube, and nobody's doing a goddamn thing about it. And you know what? We need to make ourselves heard if we want something done about it. Otherwise, it will never change. And people like that will always be able to steal other people's content and just pass it off to make themselves look good. He's almost been hired by YouTube, guys. And he's done nothing to deserve it. Now, I genuinely apologize for being so uncivil in some of my points, but you know, that seems like the only way that dumbasses like that can seem to communicate. Seriously, wake up! You're in the real world, where laws actually mean something. Learn to follow them, or get off the internet. So, he just felt like he wasn't done yet, and he comments this. He does give them credit and encourages people to click the link and watch the original vid. Well, if he was encouraging people to watch the original vid, why the fuck was it in there in the first place? Promoting and freebooting are two different things. You see, promoting does not mean that you just go and watch the entire damn video. Promoting would mean, oh, I'm gonna put this little plug for this channel in the description, or I'll put it in the video, like at the end. I put plugs to all the narrators that I collab with in my videos all the time. That's promotion. I promote those YouTubers by their collaboration, which is willing. It's a willing thing. I don't just go and steal their videos, put it on my channel, and then say, oh, I'm promoting them by putting it on my channel. No. That's not how the world works. That will never be how the world works. And people like you need to see that. There's no such thing as free promotion. It doesn't exist. So I said, and do you think it's justified for him to use copyrighted material and violate fair use? It's not just YouTube videos that he steals, people. It's really not. And he said, and so I say, this is what really makes me mad. People are losing their jobs on YouTube for these laws being abused, and people like this, who do violate those very laws, don't even get punished. So he told me, okay, so why are his videos still up if he violates fair use? Ever think of that? What do you think I'm saying, dumbass? People are not saying anything about what he does, and that's why he gets away with it. Until people make it known, nobody pays attention to the problem. Why do you think the Where's the Fair Use movement is so powerful now? And so Extinguisher, he actually inputted his stuff and he defended me like I thought. He says, oh my god, it's another dumbass that supports Jinx. It's not taken down because YouTube is a website, not a fucking Jinx detector. Just because it violates the laws doesn't mean it's going to be taken down. You're not going to make somebody look stupid by saying, but his videos are up, it means it's fair use. If we go by that shitty logic, then there's a pedo on the loose that just fucked a kid in front of you. Like how Jinx abuses the YouTube laws in front of YouTube. But by your shitty logic, that guy isn't a pedo despite him breaking the laws in front of you because he's not in jail. Just because when Hitler was alive he wasn't taken care of for years, despite him doing clearly immoral things, doesn't mean he's not doing immoral things. Holy shit, can you not think a little bit further than that? You're so fucking stupid. Clap, clap. Seriously, though. That is exactly what somebody needed to say. And yet this dumbass still continued. He still continued. This is ridiculous, people. He says, comparing reaction videos to pedophilia is absolutely ridiculous. You mean like this entire argument, dumbass? By the way, and this is a point that he seems to think is monumentally important. So this is why I said remember this earlier. Fire Robin got 6,000 subs thanks to Jinx, and he said so himself. Care to explain that? Yeah, I'll care to explain that. Just give me a few minutes. The only reason big YouTubers are bitching about reaction videos is to get views and attention, and they brainwash their dumbass fan bases into thinking they're right? Are you fucking real? Are you fucking real? You, my friend, need to learn how the world works, because you clearly have no knowledge outside of a 10-year-old's brain. Where do you get the idea that just because somebody got benefited off of somebody breaking the law, that makes it okay? Let's go back to the Hitler point, okay? I'm sure Hitler's life benefited from him doing the Holocaust, right? Because he wanted to do it, right? And by that logic, that means it was okay. That means that all those 6 million people were killed and it was okay. You see, this isn't how the world works. You need to learn, child. And I'm going to call you a child because you are a child. And I'm going to make sure this video gets to you. You need to see this. You need to hear how fucking stupid you sound and how much of a fool you've made yourself on the fucking internet. The only one brainwashing people are people like Jinx, because they want to play the sympathy card, and they want people to feel bad for them so that they will not be brought up on everything they're doing wrong. And they play to the easiest common denominator. People like this. They play on to people who will say, oh, well, he's just doing it so he can promote them. He doesn't mean to steal. Oh, really? So, by that logic, a schizophrenic mental patient, if he goes and he kills somebody and he says he's sorry, does that automatically justify it? Does that mean if he's just saying, oh, I'm just freeing them, I'm just making them go home. That it's like, see guys, he's doing a good thing. He's sending people to heaven. He's fucking killing people, dumbass! How do you people even come up with this bullshit logic of yours? I really want to know. I want to know how you people can come up with this kind of logic that makes absolutely no fucking sense in the real world. I don't understand how your brain works, that it could be so wired incorrectly that you would think that this is actually remotely possible. So I say, okay, so we got some fucking subscribers. Why does that matter? Just because somebody makes one person's life better by breaking the law doesn't justify you breaking the law. You are the equivalent of a pile of absolute dog shit who doesn't know the real world. And that's true. You really don't. And so is Jinx, for that matter. So Extinguisher says, oh my god, you're a kid. Just because a few YouTubers like reactions doesn't mean everybody else does. Yes, PewDiePie and other big YouTubers are talking about Jinx to get views. Yes, Jinx is promoting PewDiePie because being the biggest YouTuber on the fucking website needs more promotion. That's a shit excuse to promote himself. And it is. It absolutely is. You're absolutely right, Extinguisher. Can you not tell when somebody has no justification for himself, so he just makes a shitty excuse to at least look somewhat credible? If anyone is brainwashing anyone, it's Jinx brainwashing you. And just because mentioning other YouTubers gets you views, doesn't mean every person who does it with the same intentions. Not everyone is the same. Stop making assumptions, then wait for people to correct you, then make another comment that still doesn't justify Jinx breaking YouTube laws. And if mentioning other YouTubers is just for views, then why the fuck are you watching Jinx when every video he fucking makes is a reaction to somebody else's content? Oh, but everybody that mentions Jinx is a demon. But Jinx freebooting other people's videos, slapping the promotion excuse that isn't enough justification for his videos on it, plus with smaller channel Jinx steals more views than he gives by leaving a link to the original video. Why the fuck would the majority of people go when they already saw the fucking video? Make more conclusions than just one. Think before you speak, and then say what you're gonna say when you're sure that there is no counterclaim to your shitty claim that doesn't justify Jinx. You do realize that it is freebooting when your video is just you nodding and saying an average of about 7 words per video? The day that Jinx's actions are justifiable is the day logic dies. Again. Wonderfully and masterfully crafted there. That is absolutely true. Because right now, as of what Jinx is doing, if his things are justifiable, then by that same logic, I can go over to the HEB by my house with a knife in my hand, slit the cashier's throat, and steal the money, and I can get away with it. That is exactly the same logic. Because whether you care how big of an excuse this is or not, I needed the money. I needed the promotion. I needed this. I needed that. I did this for this person. I did that for that person. No! You broke the fucking law! And that is the only thing people are going to look at. At least people with any sense left in them. That's what all of you need to be looking at. I'm not going to tell you what you need to believe, but I'm just pointing out the ungodly obvious here. And, sitting here, I didn't think that I would be so riled up about this, but I am. This genuinely pisses me off that people like this are allowed to get away with this. And it's not okay. And this won't be the only video I make, by the way. I'm going to be making another one, which will be just a regular story, so that all of you can, get away from this kind of drama. And I'm going to bring up a point myself, because I'm not a big YouTuber. I'm not. I'm not doing this for views. I'm not doing this for subscribers. I'm not doing this for anything except to finally point out people who are breaking the law. I am trying to point out to all of you what you might not be seeing on YouTube. You might not be seeing it. And if I am pointing it out to you, then you make your own conclusions. I'm not going to tell you what to believe. But I'm telling you what I believe. And what I believe is that people like this are getting away with murder. They are basically getting away with murder. Just like I said earlier, they're getting away with this. These people are getting away with getting popular off of other people's content. Let's say that that he used one of my videos and reacted to it, okay? Let's say that he did that. That's not promoting me. That's stealing from me. That would be stealing from anybody who has any goddamn sense. Nobody's gonna look at that and say, oh, he's promoting me, that's great. No. If they wanted promotion, they would have fucking asked you. If they don't ask you for promotion, or whatever the fuck you call it, do not steal from them. Because you will be paying the price for this. All of this shit that you're doing and getting away with now, your day is coming, Jinx. Be ready for it, because you deserve every goddamn bit of what you get. I'm not a big YouTuber. Like I said, I was neutral to all of this. At one point, before I knew what was happening, I did watch Jinx's videos. And you know what? When I found out what he was doing, I left that channel faster than a fucking cougar. Because it is wrong. And supporting something like that is supporting somebody who's breaking the law. And you're supporting a criminal. And it's not okay. It's not okay, it's not moral, it's not right. So for once, I'm asking all of you to do something right. Because in the midst of everything on YouTube, there really needs to be people who are doing things right. And there are, as I'm about to bring up my final point. This just gets to me. It really does. It really gets to me. That's why this is already over half an hour long, because this gets to me so much. This is important to me, though. This is something I love to do. I love YouTube. I love making these videos. It takes me hours, but you know what? I love putting that time in, that hard work, and that blood, sweat, and tears into getting that content out for all of you, because it makes me happy that I can benefit somebody else's life off of my content. You know what? Jinx is using other people's content to do that same thing. So what he's doing is he's saying, I'm too goddamn lazy to make my own videos, so I'm gonna steal yours and see how popular it gets me. That is sickening. And that is the reality of exactly what we are dealing with, people. Extinguisher says, it's an analogy, dumbass. Of course the things I'm reacting to are gonna be different. You're supposed to get the idea behind it, not question how realistic it is. Absolutely correct. Especially when you couldn't be bothered to question how transformative his Jinx's videos are. If you did, you'd realize that his videos are not transformative enough for it to not be freebooting. Everybody has to do the thinking for you on YouTube, don't they? Boy, is that the truth. Boy, is that the truth. I'm not even going to go into more on that one. That one, solid suit right there. He says, how the fuck would big YouTubers be bitching? They're the ones that are more popular than Jinx. Absolutely correct, again. So he responded to me, actually, Extinguisher, saying, I know, right? This guy can't fucking take a hint. Jinx makes shitty copywritten videos that aren't transformative enough for it to not be freebooting, and he doesn't realize it, along with other reasons as to why Jinx isn't justified. So, basically, I ended this with saying to Extinguisher, the saddest part of all of this is that there are people who are so ignorant that they would let dumbasses like Jinx stay on YouTube and let him rip off other people when, sadly, due to money-hungry corporations and studios and channels, there are people that are making that ripped-off content, the content that's being ripped off from Jinx, sorry. There are people that make the actual content that Jinx rips off, who are being taken down illegally, and yet, you know what? Nobody does a fucking thing for them. They are being punished with false copyright claims and taken down illegally, and in all of this, the most sickening part is that people would choose to rally behind a part of the problem instead of a part of the solution. Wake up, people! If you're going to defend anybody, it should be people like Doug Walker, the Nostalgia Critic, Team 4-Star, I Hate Everything. Because you know what? They've done nothing wrong, and they're being taken down. That's what they do. That's their livelihood. I don't know about I hate everything, but I know that that is something that means a lot to all of them, regardless of if it's their job. If my channel got taken down tomorrow, you better bet your ass I'd still fight for it. Because I might not be paid for it, but it's something that I put my work into and I made. Something that I made. Nobody on the internet made me. I made this. This channel, I made this. This inspired me. Other people inspired me, and I created something from that. People inspired Jinx to steal from other people. That is not okay. If you're going to rally behind something that means something else. That actually has a good meaning behind it. Do not rally behind a part of the problem. Do not rally behind Jinx. Because if you rally behind Jinx, you're rallying behind the very destruction of YouTube. And you know what? There is a war coming on this site. There is a big war coming. And you know what? I sure hope all of you know what side you need to be on. It should be people like the Nostalgia Critic, like Doug Walker, like I Hate Everything, like Team 4-Star, that you should defend. Because Doug Walker, the Nostalgia Critic, he literally has started a movement that was so powerful that the U.S. Congress heard him out. You people are missing the real problem on this site. Stop defending the problem and start fighting for the solution. Start fighting these studios and these channels who are having these false copyright claims placed against people. People like Derek Savage, and I'm going to call him out directly, and I hope he sees this. Because after watching his copyright fair use video, you need to learn the law, dude, because you clearly don't know it. And you know what? Now I know why you weren't a lawyer. Because I watched your whole childish antics over what I Hate Everything did with Cool Cat, and I'm gonna say it, Cool Cat. You know why? Because you do not have anything on me. And even if you did, I am not afraid of you. I am not afraid of you or anybody else, and I will take legal action against anybody that files a false copyright claim against me. Because you know what? It's ridiculous, and it's illegal, and it's wrong, and people like that are getting away with it. They're getting away with being total assholes just because they don't want to take some criticism. I can take that. You want to criticize me? You go ahead. You have your opinion. Because I'm not going to go and be a child and say that you can't have an opinion just because I don't like it. Because that's not how the real world works, people. People like Derek Savage. People like Sony. People like all these other corporations who are making these false copyright claims. Even Studio fucking Ghibli made these copyright claims against the Nostalgia Critic. This is unbelievable. He did a review. It is a review. It falls under fair use laws. And yet they get away with it. Almost every time, every day. There are people who are getting copyright claims filed against them and who are getting taken down because people can't see the truth. We need to stop fighting for people like Jinx. Because those are the people that are siding with those very people that are breaking the law. All of these people, these are YouTubers, guys. For the sake of YouTube, you guys need to wake up. If you care, if you genuinely care about YouTube, then I'm going to ask you to do one thing. And that's actually look at what you're rallying behind. You need to look at what you're fighting for. Are you fighting for people like Jinx, who on this hand are horrible, horrible thieves? And they are breaking the law. And Derek Savage, who is breaking the law. Or are you going to rally behind people like Doug Walker, like I Hate Everything, like Team 4-Star, who have absolutely nothing on their channels that is breaking the law? You know what? Figure out real quick, people. Which one are you fighting for? Are you fighting for a movement that is just trying to create drama waves and just trying to silence people that have an opinion? Or are you fighting for the people who are fighting back? Who are saying, you know what? You don't get to do that. That's not okay. This is immoral and unjust, and you cannot do it. Because honestly, there is a war coming to this site. And I already know what side I'm on. So I want to know what all of you think. This was a very long video. It was a very, very intense video. I don't usually do this. But you know what? I'm not going to keep my mouth shut anymore. Because this is YouTube. This is my home. I've been here for 2 years now watching all of this unfold. And it is sickening that it got this far. Wake up, YouTube. You need to fix this. And you know what? The only way to get YouTube to fix it is for us to fix it. Us, the content creators, the subscribers, the viewers, anybody on YouTube can make a difference. Choose what kind of difference you want to make.